Eva the Diva is back and ready to go, honey. Dennis is asking for his ring back, and Noelle is out and delightfully fluid. We have so much to talk about. Real Housewives of Atlanta, let's go.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey. Every week I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get the beat drop eventually, because every time I think it's gonna drop, it's like, not quite yet. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. We are back for another episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. We are season 12, episode 2, honey. I am your girl, Drew Jones, and I'm here with my lovely panel. To my left, one of the OGs. You already know who she is. One for the girls. It's Miss Erika Edwards.
What's up, party people?
And a new friendly face. You know, because we love to have fresh blood on the show, honey.
You know.
You know we have Miss Dani Powers in the house.
Dani, okay? Hey, y'all.
Listen, you all asked for more, and we are delivering more. We have more opinions, more, just all of it. We're ready. We're ready to talk about the show. A lot is going on. We're kicking off the season. What was your all's reactions to tonight's episode?
Overall, it was a good episode. We got some good shade, some good tea, but I need Nene to be here. Where is the Queen of Atlanta? I need Nene to be here now, okay? It's 2 episodes already. Where is she at?
How many more episodes do we have to wait for her? Cause
she's coming back episode 3 is what I heard.
Okay.
Leanne will be here. Nene will be here.
Yes.
I mean, old time.
The King of Bravo will be here just in time for the Queen of Atlanta.
Exactly, very much so.
You know, there's a lot that went on tonight that triggered me as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to hop right into it. We have a lot to talk about. Plus, you guys make sure to stay tuned because we are checking out your all's tweets because y'all know y'all got something to say, always. And we have a lot of news and gossip. So you guys want to stay tuned because the tea is piping hot today. Man, where do we even begin? Let's talk about Kandi and Porsha. Because they seem to be
good.
Dare I say good?
Yeah.
Friendly. I'm here for it.
Yeah, it was interesting. I thought it was an interesting turnaround because I feel like last week she was kind of really, you invited her to OLG or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so she seemed this week to just be in a good place and, not really throwing shade or anything, just kind of worrying with her own struggles. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, I'm glad that she didn't take anything out on Kandi for the girl being at OLG because really, Kandi didn't know that girl was there. And that girl, I've seen her on several shows. Oh. She's been on several shows. So I was like, oh, she done popped up on another show. Okay.
Do anything for clout, as Cardi B said.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm happy just because I miss old Kandi and Porsha. I feel like they had a trek there for a minute where they were doing really well. And then obviously the Phaedra thing happened and we had all of last season, the season before. It's like, okay, Kandi, we get that you're mad, but let's either completely dead this relationship or let's move on. And it seems like they've moved on.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see because I do, as much as you all know, I love me some Phaedra. I do feel like now that they're outside of the freaking frack, we've really gotten to see Porsha as her own person. And really, she hasn't had any deep alliances in the group ever since Phaedra's been gone. She's kind of cool with everybody, not necessarily beefing, but she doesn't have a really tight unit other than her sister Lauren, who's not obviously a series regular. So
yeah, I think Porsha has matured so much. It's beautiful to see, honey.
I love her I love this growing up. She's back to work now, which we'll talk about Ms. Eva later, but she's throwing some shade at Porsha, and I'm for my first baby, y'all not gonna tell me when I need to come back.
Right.
My first baby, I will do as I please, when I please. But, she's going through a lot because obviously Dennis is out here in these streets. He's for the streets. He is the streets. And she has this baby. And I just really felt for Porsha.
But sis, you cannot let a man stop your bag.
Ooh, you sure can.
Because you are not stopping his bag. Remember that. He's still collecting a bag while he dogs you out. So don't let him stop your bag, okay?
He's out here serving his hot dog to every damn body. Okay? So couldn't be me.
Right.
Have to chop that up real quick, throw in some mac and cheese and call it a day because I'm not dealing with it. But Miss Porsha reveals to Shamia that after a few drinks, after watching the series, she woke up with her baby daddy in her bed.
I'm from Atlanta, and you cannot do that with these men from Atlanta.
No, you
cannot, because the second that you act like you forgive them or even like give them, a little leeway, the relationship is doomed. It's a wrap. You can expect no respect from that day on. That's just what it is.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody backslides. It's not that big of a thing. And she's back with them now anyway. So it's like, it's sad to watch, but I'm like, apparently she got through it. So, I mean, I don't know.
I mean, I like to see, I'm glad that they're hopefully in a healthy place. Obviously we don't know where like the exact, I mean, we know they're together, but we don't know if he's changed his way or
yeah,
not.
exactly. We don't know the exact nature of, and I guess that will, play out during the season. But like, I don't really fault her for backsliding because, I mean, like, whatever. She just had a kid, or who's she gonna hook up with?
I'm not gonna put myself on blast, but if I had $1 for every time,
right? Exactly. I'm like, please. I'm like sliding the brother from 10 years ago. So whatever, girl. Do what you gotta do.
Sometimes it's just good, Sometimes it's just comfortable and it's there.
Especially once he was like, "Do you want something to drink?" All right, it's done. It's a wrap. She's like, all right, yeah.
Right.
You take a few shots.
Oh no.
Who knows what's not happening?
Because why would you want to be like, hey, you not like, I don't even care about you, whatever. I can have a drink with you because I know myself. And then you wake up and you're like, oh
my gosh, exactly. Because you're like, oh, what am I gonna do? Let him drive drunk? Nah, now he's got to stay.
That's a big house, sis.
Right? You got guest rooms.
There's some other rooms in there.
There's guest rooms, beloved. There's guest rooms. And anytime someone wants to watch a series with you.
Well, see, she said she thought it was a movie, but then it turned into a series. I was like, okay.
That's when you rebuke it in the name of Jesus, and you say, you know what?
I hear episode 4.
I hear PJ crying.
Right.
I gotta go. I gotta go upstairs.
And Uber exists.
It sure do.
Okay.
It sure do, because I've used it a couple of times. Be like, you know what? You need to get your ass
right
home. Okay. It's the house of the Lord. But they go to therapy, and he confirms what we already knew.
Yeah.
That he's for the streets, and that he did cheat. But let me say this. Cheating already is gross. Mm-hmm. Like, just don't be with somebody. Like,
facts.
The hell? Like, just don't be in a relationship if you want to be out here with everybody. Because that's cool. Like, respect. If you want to hop into different beds, that's your own prerogative. Don't be in a relationship with somebody. I feel like it's very simple. But to cheat on someone while they're carrying your child,
you have no respect.
Golly, like that's gross.
That is gross. However, their relationship is really new. Like, didn't we just meet Dennis last season? Like, how long has she been? She hasn't been with Dennis that long before she got pregnant. So it's not like they had that solid of a foundation anyway. And it's not like, if you feel like you're going to be together, if you're engaged and you're pregnant, you know what I mean? Like, you're not just going to be like, okay, peace out. Because I think they're new, but they're still trying to.
But he chose to. So I would agree with you. But he chose to elevate
it's
their
wrong any way it goes.
But he chose to elevate their relationship by getting engaged to her. Mm-hmm. So if you get down on one knee to my pregnant ass, and then you turn around and cheat on me, you gotta die.
Yeah.
Because you dictated that our relationship is elevating.
Right.
I didn't propose to you. Like, I obviously want to get married to you, but I wasn't the one who was like, it's time for us to elevate this. You chose to elevate because he didn't have to propose.
Absolutely. But I think although they may love each other, they don't really know each other. Because, I mean, like, really know. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You could be with somebody for 10 years and you really don't know somebody. Yeah,
that's true. But I do think there's a difference when you have a foundation to your relationship and something where you, even if the person proposed, I met you 3 months ago. So I really don't know anything, literally, really. So I'm just saying that there's a different connection when you've been with someone for 10 years or 15 years or even 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that, like, obviously he shouldn't cheat, but I'm just saying basically their relationship was fresh and she ran, and she got pregnant quick. So,
I just feel for her, and I feel for Lauren because I imagine this is PTSD for Lauren because she was in a very similar situation, and she wants her sister to work it out because she's like, this is hard. Single motherhood is hard as hell. I don't want you to go through this. But I love that Porsha was like, I saw how strong you became, so I know I can do it because you did it. and you inspired me to not be afraid to go into this, even though we know that she got back with Dennis.
I know exactly. That part was really touching.
Like
I
get what Lauren is saying. Like it's hard for her to be a single mother, but me having sisters, I would not try to talk my sister into staying in something that is toxic. For what? And Porsha has money. She has her own money. She can do whatever. Like it would probably be easier for Porsha to be a single mom than Lauren.
And the issue that I do have, like, I don't, I totally understand backsliding. I don't understanding backsliding raw. Like, that's crazy, girl. Like, don't do that, girl. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can backslide all week long, but, wrap it up or do something. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know if I'm pregnant, girl. No. Now that part, I'm like, okay, I love you, Porsha, but protect yourself because you already know he's cheating. So, like, what?
Because I get not being able to do birth control because she is still pretty fresh, but
you know this person cheated. He admitted to cheating, and you still gonna let him raw? Like, girl,
I'm saying we need to
talk to the council.
Let go of this hatred of condoms, okay?
Yeah.
And Atlanta is tough, honey.
Went to
get
college.
infected if you want to.
Went to college there. Okay.
All right, so let's do some shout outs to these people in the chat, girl. First of all, P. Lee says everyone looks great.
Hey.
Thank you. Hey, but then I like the Ken Lagerfeld. I love that. Dennis graduated from the Jermaine Dupree School of Ugly and Trifling Arts. Yes.
King
Hey, Ace of
Lagerfeld.
Spades, and hey, Miss Brown Sugar. Hi, all you guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And actually, I guess before we move on to the next topic, I will say this, you guys. Thank you so much for making AfterBuzz TV the ESPN of, after show TV. So if you like us and love us, then please like, subscribe, listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, comment, because we do comment back. So please do. And if you're watching us right now, like there's people here, but we only have 2 likes. So if you in the chat, like us. And if you're watching us right now, like us, because you're already here. And thank you guys so much for giving us the opportunity to do what we love.
Yes, thank you all greatly. Ooh, come on, dings.
Right.
You know what sound drop I think we're gonna need for this show, since these men want to act out. We're gonna need Future saying to the streets,
Right.
Because
she's for the streets.
yes, because apparently y'all wanna play.
Yes.
Okay,
For the streets.
let's talk about Miss Eva, because I have beef with Eva the Diva. I feel this whole episode was just her talking with her whole chest, but never to the person she was talking about. So I want to know, do we like Eva? Because it's her second season as a housewife. Are we feeling Eva as a housewife? Do we miss other housewives that were booted? I personally, I want Shamari back.
I would love Shamari back.
I want Shamari back over Eva. I'm bored with Eva.
Shamari was a really good time. And I like Eva. I do, but sis, if you're gonna say stuff behind the scenes, you need to be able to say the same thing when you get in front of people. I feel like she'll say something behind the scenes, and then when she gets called out for it, which she does get called out about saying stuff all the time, she tries to turn it and switch it like she didn't mean it. Like, if you want to be shady, but be about it when someone comes to you about it.
Yeah, I think, one thing too, I think Eva has an issue with is she, this is her second kid. So it's almost like 2 seasons being pregnant back to back. So I don't even know how anybody could really survive that without coming hard like she is. Because honestly, I feel like, okay, not saying it's fake per se, but I'm just saying that I feel like she's just blowing it up because she doesn't have a storyline. Like, she's not that interesting. It's kind of boring. She doesn't really want us to see what's really going on between her and Michael. So she's kind of making up, she could have her own little stuff to deal with. Clearly, we all know that she does have drama that she's dealing with, and other than this, she's looking for a house another season. So I feel like, Porsha said, she doesn't even know Kenya. I feel like it's kind of random beefs that aren't really based on anything. So
that was so random to me.
Yeah, I feel like she's grasping for a storyline.
Yeah.
She's really stretching, and also I feel comfortable saying this without anyone dragging me because I am light-skinned, so what are you going to do about it? But I feel like she has issues with dark-skinned women. I feel like this is she says some colorist shit sometimes when she's in an argument or when she's talking about people. She said some stuff about Kenya. Last season, there was the stuff up in the air about Shamari. Like, she makes little side comments, and I'm like, sis, what exactly are you trying to say?
Okay, all right. I'm gonna put this. All right, I'm 50-50. I agree with you as far as I definitely think, especially last season, I definitely thought she was clearly colorist, honestly. But this, maybe I'm just anti-colored contacts, but I'm like, woo, I'm not a fan of them. And when she was like, I don't know, Kenya's real color, and I was like, yes, and please pull Noelle to the side and say, okay, you're so beautiful, don't do those contacts. I'm just saying, like, I was like, I'm gonna let Noelle slide because she cool people, and she fluid, and I love her. But I'm not the fan of the color contacts. I don't care. It doesn't even have to do with
No,
skin
it
color.
it wasn't the color contacts. She made a comment about Kenya that was something. Oh, man, I should have written it down. She said something else, and that's the one, it wasn't the contacts that I was like, because I get that, but it was. She said something about Kenya, and I was like, really?
Yes. Let me know if you think of it.
I'm gonna watch it back, and I'll
because I
tweet
definitely
it.
thought that last season, and I still think
That's,
this season.
thank you, Miss Brown Sugar. She said nappy head. She called someone nappy headed.
Oh yes, yes.
And I was like, if you don't get your bald, hateful ass up out of here.
You're right. She talked about nappy headed and edges.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's
really?
Thank you.
Really? Now that you finally got your edges shaved on the side, like you
I was
ain't
like,
never
first
had
of
no
all, you've been bald most of your life, sis. So let's not go
very
there.
True, very true.
Know that, okay? But yeah, Eva. Also, and the Cynthia and Eva friendship is weird to me. And the Cynthia Eva Kandi, like Kandi and Cynthia beefing over.
I don't think Candy's really beefing.
Yeah,
She
I don't really think Kandi beef like that, but
Kandi don't want Eva like that. She like Kandi. I don't feel like she clings to anyone like a best friend. Everyone is just like her.
Wait a minute,
friend.
time out. Did anybody else out there watching when Cynthia was like, "Oh, I thought I was your best friend," and I literally wrote down, "Did you give the girl a contract?" Did anybody think? Does anybody remember that friendship contract? I was like, we all know how thirsty Cynthia is for a good friend. I love Cynthia, so don't think it. I'll be your friend, girl. Send me the contract, email it to me. I'll send you my email. But yeah, no, I definitely feel like because I've seen some articles now. I didn't pull any maybe for next week, but where they're kind of like they're splitting, and I think the issue is Cynthia and Kenya. I think whatever we'll get into predictions, but I feel like Cynthia always has to have somebody, and so now whatever may not be ringing right with Kenya, Eva's her choice.
I know this because Cynthia was like, because Eva will say what she wants to say, and I'm like, will she though? Because I've never seen her.
It took her a minute before she finally snapped off at Marlo last season, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, this is her finally reading somebody to their face.
But Marlo, it's not that Eva can't read people; it's that Eva will read people behind their
That's what I'm
back.
saying, to their face.
Yeah.
She'll be in the confessional all day long.
She's not
with crafted
consistent.
stuff.
Yeah.
Consistency, sis. If you say it behind closed doors, you need to be able to say it up front.
Because it's like, for instance, like Marlo be in the wrong, but at least she can give a storyline. At least she can give us something. Like what Eva's giving us pregnancy again, and
especially since she knows she has her own dramas. We could go home. The cameras could go home with you, boo, and they never do.
They never do.
They never do. So
your story could
hopefully
be much more interesting.
Yeah, hopefully she'll find a house, and we'll be able to do that. I don't know.
We will have to see. But speaking of Marlo, she's a muntie.
A muntie.
That sounds like musty. I don't like that term. Muntie. Doesn't feel good. But she is now a muntie of 3 because her sister is battling a lot of mental health issues and had to go seek help, and so now she's in custody. I like seeing Marlo in the motherly
Me too.
position.
It makes me think like, what would Marlo what would it have been like if she was actually like a mom? But this is like the closest thing to it. But I think she's a good little Monty.
I mean, I think she would obviously be fun and crazy. But what I really like, or what I really appreciate, because I actually like Marlo a lot, is that I feel like she's stepping her game up. She's trying to get a peach for real. You know what I mean? Because before, it's like she's always like the loud, shady, crazy person. And then she has all those arrest records and stuff. So she's not going to get on there, like, just based on, I think, her history. But now she has a story. Now she can, the whole thing about her sister. Now she has a platform. Like, I think, depending on how she goes through this season, like, that's a good push for her. It's a good look.
I definitely agree. That is like giving her a foundation to be a housewife.
Yeah, because now she has a whole family. Like, it's not just her. It's not just her, like, basically standing there dogging people with Nene. Now she's trying to which was interesting, I think, in this scene too, because they're trying to show her like outside of the Nene sidekick role, which I think is pretty much where she was last season.
I love that Keen Lagerfeld in the chat said, Munty more like fairy thought mother. A read that I'm here for.
Oh my goodness.
But I did like
these lines.
I did like that she's trying to step out from Nene, because Nene has definitely been off. Last season was a lot. She definitely spoke out of character quite a bit, I thought. And I think Marlo comes off very much like a yes man. And I liked her explanation for it. And I hope that this season we get to see her maybe tell Nene she's in the wrong in public, because I feel like, I don't know.
I feel like it's kind of like a sister thing. Like they see each other like sisters. Like, and you wouldn't call your sister out in front of a bunch of people.
That's
but
very
behind
true.
closed doors, you're going to be like, now you were dead wrong for what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like a sister relationship.
Yeah, I agree. And I think what's interesting, I think on several of the Real Housewives franchises, I think we're seeing it like with Beverly Hills and OC. And now here, I think they're challenging the person who considers themselves the OG or the queen of the show. And so I think now that like Nene, you know, whatever her reasons why she wasn't allowed to film the first couple of episodes, I think people realize like Nene's word can't make or break you. So you have to be, you know, willing to mix in with everybody if you want to peach, for real.
I before we go on, there's actually a point I wanted to bring up about the Porsha story that I was just reminded of. Dennis asked for the ring back. So, what I want to know, chat and ladies, if someone cheats in the relationship, do they get the ring back?
You get nothing. No, that's mine. That was a gift. And that will be with me in case I have to, you know, I need some money one day or something, and I can take it to the pawn shop or somewhere and get some money back for it. I paid the price for that. You cheated on me. You know what I mean? It's mine.
Erika?
I basically think, you know, although it's love and devotion, marriage is essentially a contract. So I do feel like whoever breaches is the person that, you know, should lose. So if you give me the ring and I decide I want to end the relationship or whatever, or I do something wrong or I cheat or whatever, then I think it's fair for me to give it to you back. But if you give me the ring and then you act a fool, then yeah. Like, you wish, I'm keeping
I think
it.
I just don't believe in giving stuff back.
Yeah, I'm keeping. It's mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Because what the hell you gonna do with it?
Right.
It's not going on your tubby finger.
And I better not see it on nobody else's finger.
Because guess what? It's a double homicide.
Right. And now gonna do.
It's a double homicide, or it's like 90 Day Fiance.
And, and it's like, look what you made me do.
Right.
This is on you.
But yeah, so I definitely would not give it back. But I think, you know, and it honestly probably at the end of the day, it really depends on the value. Like if it's cheap enough, I'll throw it back at you. But if it's like a real piece of jewelry, yeah, I'm gonna like basically get that ring broken down and use those stones for something else.
It doesn't matter what, like, it doesn't matter if she keeps it, doesn't matter if she pawns it. I feel like if you break our trust, if you
if you're at fault,
if you're the one who ruined this unionship, then I get to keep that ring and do whatever I want to do with it.
Exactly.
Well, in the chat, Miss Brown Sugar said, hell to the no. She said he's raggedy for that. And P. Lee says Porsha should return the ring. Dennis gave her the ring in the marriage.
Promulgation.
With the
promulgation of marriage. The promise of marriage. Yeah, exactly. And he's the one who broke the promise, so that's why he forfeits the ring.
Yeah, I would not. No, that's mine.
Yeah, that's mine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. You try to give it back, I'm going to put it on my punching hand.
Right.
And then you're just going to have an imprint on your face. Because
very true.
I wish, exactly. I wish someone would. Let's talk about Miss Kenya. Because the more we learn about Marc, the more I'm like, this dude is a scrub. I do not like Marc. Because Kenya is on FaceTime with him, you know, and she reveals, like, in her interviews that he has 2 other kids. He's very know-it-all about being a father. And she asked him, you know, when are we going to see you all? Or when are we going to get to see you? And he says, we'll see.
Yeah.
If my, not just baby father, but husband If I ask, babe, when am I going to get to see you? When is the baby going to get to see you? And you say, we'll see. Homicide.
Right.
I don't know why I'm feeling so homicidal today, but homicide.
Well, Kenya said he has 2 kids, but in reality doesn't know much. So, like, that says a lot about him and, like, his relationship with his other kids. If you don't know that much. But I feel like sometimes when you're a dad, you know, you can have all these kids and still not know how to parent. But as a mom, you don't have a choice. But Marc, he does not like her. And I don't think that she deserves so much better. He just is, like, so nitpicky and, like, everything that she says is wrong. I don't know. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I want to be like, somebody needs to tell him, like with Cynthia last season, does he know the mic is on? Like, dude, this is crazy. Like, it's one thing to, I mean, that's what I think is so interesting about so many different couples is you can always tell if what they put on the show is crazy, then you already know, like, what they're doing when we're not there is ridiculous. And it's like, who is he talking to like that? Like, wait, what? We'll see. And she can't really get out of pocket because she's being filmed and her baby's there. But yeah, that was ridiculous to even, like, who are you talking to like that? And I think it's interesting because last season we didn't see him at all. This season he's looking like, you know, he's looking horrible right now.
I get why he doesn't come on camera because he's an ass.
I'm like, dude, you're not going to get, you know, who's going to go to that little restaurant? Like, what are you doing right now?
Because
it's ridiculous.
It's just like you said, you have 2 kids. You don't seem to know a lot, but you have a lot to say. You have a lot to say about how Kenya does things. But it's like, where are
you're not
you?
there. Exactly.
Right.
Like, if you got something to say about what I did with her hair, comb her hair.
Buy
But
some
where
hair
you at?
products.
Where
Do
you at?
something.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything. Because it's just, we haven't seen you at all. It seems like the way Kenya's describing it, it seems like you're not coming home that much. And it makes me sad for Kenya because, despite how you feel about her, this is something she's really wanted. And I think that baby has really transformed her and made her a lot softer. And I don't care who you are. I would never wish a broken family or a broken home on somebody, you know?
Right.
And so it's sad that he's like that. It's sad because we've never seen her really treated right by a man. And now she has a whole kid with this man.
I think a while ago, Kenya wanted a husband and a baby, but I feel like now she's at a point where she has her baby and she's willing to just have her baby, you know, and be without a husband. And I think that's the route that she should go because he ain't right.
Well, that's the route she did go because, I mean, they are getting a divorce from what we know.
Although I have heard that they don't have a prenup, so who knows what will happen with that.
A mess, a whole mess. But before we hop into tweets and all that, the last fun thing that happened, I guess, in this episode was Noelle kind of came out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, hilarious, you guys. Like, I don't know, because nobody's ever, obviously, I don't think come out to me, because most people, like, it's obvious. But it was interesting. I was like, girl, you really coming out to your mama at a stoplight? Like, I was like, wow. That was interesting. It was cute,
like
though.
that she felt like she could just, you know, like when you have certain parents, you just like, okay, I'm gonna be myself. It is what it is, you know. That's like she kept saying, and that's just what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Like this is me, and I like that she's like, this is me, accept me. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I really liked the moment because it was very nonchalant. I'm glad we have subtitles when we watch because it almost slipped from me for a second that she said girls until I read the subtitles and I was like, okay, yes. And I like that Cynthia was just like, cool.
Yeah.
So does that mean cool? Like you like girls, so does that mean you are dating someone or?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, just enjoying life.
Exactly. Just
And I think it's cool
it.
because, you know, Atlanta is no stranger to the LGBT community. I went to college there. I know. I was out there in those streets. But I think especially like homophobia and whatnot is really strong in the Black community. I think it's cool to see a moment where it's very accepting of a parent to their child. Especially, we don't ever really get to see like conversations about women in the LGBT community in the Black community.
Right.
So it was cool to have that moment between the two. And for her not to want to put a label on it. She's like, I just kind of do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I think that was dope.
Yeah, I loved it a lot. One thing I do like about Atlanta a lot is that no matter how sort of people like to act as if the women from Atlanta, you know, have have a certain face for Black women, and this is, they're making us look bad. Like, a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Atlanta, I think, and that aren't always positive, at least about the mothers. But I do feel like all of the kids on the shows, like, really are, like, down to earth and mature. Like, everybody's kids. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything about Kim when she was on there. Her children, but everybody else's kids are very like well behaved, kind of like very grounded, considering how they kind of grew up. And Noelle is like the epitome of that. Like, I've never really seen Noelle and be like, okay, she's wilding out. Like, she's always, if anything, been more grounding and more grounded than Cynthia is, really.
Yeah, factual. Even her talking about Mike in comparison to Peter, and I forgot that she dragged Cynthia for filth a couple years back, saying, I could not imagine someone with high self-esteem dealing with what you're dealing, Mom.
Yes. You don't need your situation, Mom.
But then for her to circle back and say, but now I understand, like, what real love looks like because of you and Mike, that was huge, I think, really because Noelle has never been a stranger to call out her mother on her tomfoolery and her lackluster choices in men.
Very true.
So I feel like the seal of approval from Noelle should be a seal of approval for all of us.
Yep.
Very true. So I loved it. Yeah, I love it when Noelle kind of schools her mom. And I feel like, honestly, Noelle is really, at this point, Cynthia's best friend, because she doesn't really have any friends right now.
That's the best relationship to have.
Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. They're very cute together.
So hopefully we're getting Nene back next week.
Oh, praise God. We need you, girl. I mean, like, this episode was interesting. But, yeah, we do need to kind of see how Nene is going to get into the mix and how that's going to kind of look. So I think that'll be really interesting to see for sure.
Well, speaking of Nene, before we get into tweets, let's go over the taglines because they were revealed for this season. I want to know your all's thoughts. I want you all to rate these taglines from a 1 to a 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. So let's go with Miss Nene Leakes herself. Hers is, I'm on a spiritual journey and still traveling first class.
5.
Wait,
it just didn't
5 is
like
the
that.
top, or 5 is...
No, 1 to 10. 10's the best, 1's the worst.
Oh, 1's the worst. Oh, okay. I would say, maybe a 4. Really.
I was going to say, I was not impressed with it. It was on the lower end for me.
It was on the lower end for me, too.
I'm going to say a 4.5 to keep it in the middle of y'all. Kandi Burris was, don't check for me unless you got to check for me.
10. Period, sis.
I was like, you know what? You might have been on the something there.
I was going to say a 9, but I do like that one.
I love that one. Don't be, if you see it as an Instagram caption, say less. Okay? Because I liked it. Miss Cynthia Bailey, the only time I look back is to see how far I've come.
She gets a 6 from me.
That was like a 3 for me.
For me, she was like a 5. It's like, I don't like it, I don't hate it, ain't nothing.
Yeah.
It's just something you said at the beginning of the show, girl.
I was like, you pulled that off of MySpace about me,
right?
And I'm just tired.
I know.
Tired like these wigs. Portia's was, this phoenix has risen, and I'm saying, bye, ashes.
Tear baby. That was my favorite one. Because I was like, yes. Call back to the Kenya, bye, ashes. Now, that's
got
an
an 8.
Yes, I loved it.
I will give her a 10. She was my other fit. Her and Kandi were my 2 favorites.
Those were my 2 favorites, but I really liked hers because they brought Kenya back, and she referenced her big line. So I was like, yes. So I liked that one.
Sorry. Eva the Divas was, I'm living my dreams, not above my means.
Bye, Eva. 2.
Like, I hate to be like that. She gets a 1 from me. I need to see your house before I'm convinced. Like, I do not even believe
That's
you
what she's trying
now.
to say to us.
I know.
Means.
Yeah.
I'm like,
she's trying to let us know.
You still rent. Let me see where you at. Let's go home with you one time in the camera, and then we'll let you know. I don't believe it.
My Jasmine Masters voice, just as I suspected, trash. I was not here for it. And then lastly, Miss Kenya Moore's was, I was gone with the wind, but now I'm back and twice as fabulous.
Bye, sis. That's retired. We're done with Gone with the Wind.
That one, I think I would give like a 5. Like, kind of like with Cynthia. Like, girl, didn't you say that?
Yeah.
Like a 4.
I
was like, you're repeating yourself again. Like, what? You can't come up. No. So I'm
with that.
Hire somebody. I don't know what to tell you.
I was going to also give it a 4. Guys in the chat, let us know who your favorite was and who your least favorite was. But with that being said, my top one, I think it's gonna have to be Kandi's.
Same.
Kandi's is my favorite.
I'm sorry, I'm by ashes, but I do need my checks. I don't know. It's
my least favorite was Eva.
Yeah.
Eva was my least favorite as well.
Miss Brown Sugar says Nene is Nene's is pretty weak. She gave hers a 2, and she says, I like Kandi's and Porsha's the most.
Yeah, same here.
I highly agree with that. Well, let's hop into tweets and see what y'all had to say. Erika, take it away.
All right, so the first one is from Ashley Boone. Eva's being shady ASF this episode. She better not try to backpedal either when it gets back to Porsha, because we all know it will.
Backpedaler.
Yes. So hopefully, she'll figure it out. This is from Mrs. Jones 379. Who uses people's kids for a storyline? Hashtag mental health. Hashtag yeah right. Hashtag RHOA. Whatever works, boo. Marlo, you do your thing.
Get your checks, sis.
Get your checks. Although mental illness in the Black community is something that should be addressed, so that would be a great storyline for her. I'm just saying. Not that I write these. Okay. All right. And this is from Not Famous Brandy. For someone who sees his daughter crawling for the first time on FaceTime and replies, "We'll see," when asked when his wife and daughter will see him again, Marc sure has a lot of negativity to contribute.
Baby.
A mess.
Boy, bye.
But honestly.
Exactly. Very true. And then the last one is, girl, Marc has so much to say to Kenya about Brooklyn. I would have been like, since you got so much to say, then come to the ATL and do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But actually, say it to my face.
Right.
Exactly. Very true.
Bye, Ashy. No, I'm just kidding. Well, you guys, let's hop into some news and gossip.
TV News.
All right, you guys. So first up, we're talking about Kevin McCall. As I mentioned, actually, Eva does have business that we could watch, but I guess she don't want to go there. So as you all may or may not know, Michael Sterling actually adopted Eva's oldest daughter, Harley, and she changed her last name from McCall to Sterling. Mm-hmm. So actually, Kevin McCall went to court, and he's fighting for custody and fighting to get her to change the name back, etc. And so, of course, we all love Instagram. And so he started live streaming in the courthouse where it was not allowed to be filming.
Of course.
And when they told him to stop live streaming, he continued and started yelling profanity, and thus got arrested for the live stream.
He is crazy.
He is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but he would be great on Real Housewives. All right.
She would never let that happen.
Never.
All right. And then this one is actually here in Cali. So last night, our lovely Noelle turned 20, and she was here at Nobu in Malibu with her dad, with Cynthia and Mike, celebrating. She's 20, baby.
Happy birthday, Noelle.
Happy birthday, Noelle.
Boo. Love a Scorpio.
Yes.
Here for it. Well, I also have some tea. Essence did an interview with Cynthia, and it's basically her talking about being a chill bride, talking about, obviously the wedding is going to be on Real Housewives. She says that she's been super busy filming season 12, and she hasn't had a whole lot of time to focus on the wedding, but she has started looking at dresses. She knows her date. She knows where it's going to be. But other than that, she doesn't have a lot of plans. She's not giving too much away, but she does say it is going to be in the US of A. And then lastly, Nene Leakes was on Entertainment Tonight, and in true Nene fashion, she was asked about Cynthia, and she managed to do a 13-minute interview in probably 13 seconds, and I thought this was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So please enjoy.
Hesitated coming back.
I wouldn't give her that much credit.
Really?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about her now?
I don't have a feel.
What do you mean?
Just what I said.
She is speaking openly in the press now.
But very good for her. Continue to speak very openly.
Is she the reason that you...
Honestly, me talking about my exes.
Right.
Just like...
Maybe it's a move.
Short, simple, to the point.
Yes.
I've watched this clip probably 900 times because I think it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know. It's so funny. I don't even think of her.
Right.
Ooh.
Like, just the back
She's
and forth.
like, she's gonna be like Mariah Carey, and eventually gonna be like, "Who's Kenya? I don't know her."
Right.
I thought this was edited. Like, I thought someone edited for it to go that back and forth that quickly. But then
didn't.
I watched the full interview and I was like, oh no, that happened.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's quick because she's not playing.
He sure wasn't. But you guys, before we head out of here, let's get into some predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Well, I predict the Queen of Atlanta, Miss Nene Leakes, will be back, and the drama will unfold between her and Cynthia when they finally see each other for the first time. So I'm ready for that.
Yes, as am I. I think what'll be interesting is I think that we're going to see this dispute between Eva and Porsha grow, and I think it's going to kind of have these sort of after effects in that Cynthia is going to be on opposite sides with Kenya. So I think there's going to be sort of like team Porsha, team Eva, team, whatever. So I think it'll be interesting to see how the different friendships are going to be challenged as we go forward.
I agree. I think we're at the brink of seeing new friendship dynamics, and I think we are going to go into an era of Kenya and Porsha, and I am kind of here for it.
I know, me too.
I'm very
It's
interested to see how
I agree.
all that happens. But you guys, make sure to keep up with us all week long. Let us know what you all think of tonight's episode and what you're looking forward to next week. Until then, let them know where they can find you all.
You guys can find me on Instagram at @TheDaniB.
All right, you guys, and I am Erika Edwards. You can follow me on all of my social media at Erika, Erika, D as in door, Edwards.
And I'm your girl, Drew Jones. You guys can follow me on all the things at OKDrewJ. Until next time, we'll see you around.
Bye, guys.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.